Wind whipping past, it occurs to Coco that a puddle which does not ripple in the face of scattering rain is not a puddle to be trusted for splishing or splashing. The entire lack of it leaves her feeling horribly unsatisfied. She looks over to Mimsy to see how she is coping with all of this and finds her lavender lovely to be taking it quite well. Stoic as ever, Mimsy doesn't move a single muscle. She doesn't even blink. It's almost as if she's been sent into shock and paralyzed with fear. Remarkable. Silliness aside, it is truly not the worst reaction to unexpectedly plummeting towards the earth. For example, one could scream, one could kick, one could cry, and while most of the time I'm inclined to say that something is better than nothing, in a case such as this, where something will do nothing, I think, and you may think too, that doing nothing is perfectly alright. Coco looks down. Still quite a long way to go. She looks to Mimsy, still frozen, clinging to her closed umbrella. The umbrella. Perhaps there isn't so much nothing to do after all. Our little yellow arrow tugs at a purple elbow, moving the paw gripping the umbrella towards her own. She takes it and instructs Mimsy to wrap around her tightly. Mimsy does as she is told, pressing on the latch that locks the umbrella into place. Coco's arm is suddenly yanked back as the umbrella flies open. It catches the wind and it breaks. Oh no. Well, now that's two problems, isn't it? It is no matter. As I told you earlier, there is nothing to be done. The flowers grow bigger and bigger, rocketing ever closer to their bodies at an alarming rate. And within 50 heartbeats more, Coco and Mimsy land safely between the petals of a giant white rose. Wedged deeply in the rose head and disoriented from the fall, it takes them a minute to recollect themselves. Mimsy disentangles her arms from Coco's waist, and they begin the long, arduous process of scrambling out. The petals are soft and smooth, and they find themselves punching little holes to use as holds as they go. Emerging into the surface world once more, they travel carefully across petal top to petal top until they reach the flower's edge. Hanging off the side, first Coco, then Mimsy drop down to a leaf below. From the leaf, they slide down to the stem, then carefully make their way to the bottom. With the thought of her lover landing gently behind her, Coco looks up at a Coco looks up toward a pink shrouded sky. It's nearly the same, isn't it? The trunks of trees, which had been turned green by sweaters of vines, have now been replaced by the trunks of giant stems. The silhouettes of ivory roses still blot out the drizzling sky. It is quite silly, Coco thinks, how life seems to spiral in circles. It is not long before they reach a clearing yet again. Giant boulders, freckled lumps of moss stretching out before them. Everything, from the flowers to beads of rain, are so much larger here. Or perhaps they are the same, and it is she who has become small. Coco turns to ask her lavender lovely her thoughts on the matter, but she merely shrugs. How could she know? Puddle portals are as strange a thing as any, and in a world that bubbles with so much possibility, the truth ceases to be. The rain stops at the edge of the rose forest. A light glimmers in the foggy distance ahead. With little else to do, the two make their way toward it. Their feet leave no imprints, and nothing but the tiny holes hidden beneath the folds of giant white roses could tell a soul that they were ever here. That and the broken umbrella, forgotten and discarded somehow, sometime, somewhere. As they approach, a low murmur forms, weaving its way through the all-encompassing clouds of mist. Unable to see past their own paws, devoid of any landmark but the ever-gleaming light, they hold hands so as to not lose the most important thing, each other. Petrichor is cut by the smell of smoke. Flecks of ash seep into the fog. The air simmers with possibility as it steps aside to reveal a blazing fire. 4 fireflies, people-like in size and nature, are circled round, roasting skewered chunks of mushroom. They look to the couple and whisper, "What are they? Who are they? Why have they come? What do they want? Where are their wings?" And finally, one steps forward to address them directly. "What are your names?" "Our lovelies, of course," answered the firefly with the only logical truth. "Coco and Mimsy." "I see. My name is Solana. This is Ayla, Lucia, and Aurora." As she lists them off, Solana directs their attention toward the corresponding member of the group. They flutter nervously, shifty and tense under the spotlight. Solana turns back towards the bunnies. "Are you looking for something?" Coco thinks for a moment. What a good question. They should probably be looking for a way back home, but she didn't want to leave just yet. She supposed what she was really looking for was an adventure. But that would be silly to say to a stranger, wouldn't it? She settles on telling Solana that they were simply wanderers, looking for food to eat and things to do. "You find yourself in good fortune, for I can provide you with both those things." Solana plucked a delicately charred chunk of mushroom off her skewer and tossed it to Coco. "Are you hungry too?" And this question was directed to Mimsy, who nods stiffly. She receives a chunk as well and holds it close as the firefly speaks. "You seem to have lost something. There's all this fog, you see, and it makes it quite difficult to find. There's this sculpture, like a tree with the metal branches, that is quite important to us. It is about as big as you or me, but not as heavy as you might think." Solana hesitates for a moment, seemingly unsure, before going on. "I believe the ants might have taken it. I cannot tell you what for. If you could find it for us, we would be extremely grateful." A quest? Though she remains still on the outside, on the inside Coco buzzes with excitement. With a soft hand, Solana ushers them towards the general direction of the ant colony. "Past this, beyond that, and take a turn towards something. You'll find them there." Coco and Mimsy turn, wave their goodbyes, and eagerly take off, hopping back into the fog.